Welcome to the Art of Classiness Podcast, a show where we redefine what it means to be a classy lady. And sometimes it's messy. I'm Robin.
And I'm Deborah, two friends turned classy ladies who are here to discuss life's ups and downs, navigating the complexities of adulthood, and how the gift of friendship is essential to belonging.
Today we're sharing something close to our hearts, and also a little tongue-in-cheek. We're calling them our classy commandments of friendship. Think of it as a midlife survival guide for besties who live by voice memos, cozy pants, and the dream of Sunday sharing a compound.
With so many new listeners lately, we figured that this was the perfect way to show you who we are. These commandments are basically the heart of our friendship, and a preview of what you can expect from this podcast. Real talk, big laughs, and a lot of love.
So follow along, give us your feedback, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up, classy ladies and gentlemen? Robin, why don't you check on in?
Hi, I am so excited. Seth and I are leaving for our anniversary trip in 2 days. We're going to Alaska.
I am so happy for you. I loved Alaska so much, but I didn't get to go in the summer. And I know that that is like the premier tourism time to go, and you just get to see so much wildlife. Give us more information. What are you doing? Where are you going?
We're flying into Juneau, and we're taking a luxury cruise, I guess it's called. It's like 300 to 400 people.
Okay.
So it's a smaller boat, and it's going through the Alaskan fjords.
Oh.
So I am really excited about all the wildlife. We bought some binoculars, and I have my Merlin bird app ready to go.
Yes, bird watching.
Speaking of which, apparently there are some other gals in Bend who want to start a bird watching club.
Do it. Do it.
I don't know if people are actually going to do this, but they said people should have to show up dressed as their favorite bird.
Yes.
And you know my name, so I'm just going to show up as myself and say, I'm a robin.
There you go. That'll win them over.
I'll wear a red shirt.
There you go.
So, yeah, we're really excited.
Wait, so how long are you going?
We leave on Thursday and we get back the following Saturday night. So,
Oh, great.
9 days.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see all your pictures. It is going to be amazing. I went to several different places when I went to Alaska, but one spot was Seward, which is right by the fjords.
Okay.
And we did a small boat ride through, and we got to see some seals. And I mean, it was cold. This was like in late October, so it was like already getting very chilly.
Yeah.
But it made us the only people on the boat. So that was pretty cool. Not a whole lot of tourism going on in Seward during the late fall. So hopefully you guys will see some beautiful and amazing wildlife like we did. And can't wait to hear all about it when you guys get back.
Oh, and our room has a balcony.
Yes.
So we can sit outside our room with views for days.
Oh my
I'm
God.
really excited about that part because I've always been too broke to have a room above the water.
Oh my God, for real. For real. That's so awesome.
Yeah. What about you? What's going on?
I'm also getting ready to go on vacation. So the boys and I go to Myrtle Beach on Sunday, and we'll be there for about 4 nights. And I'm hoping that we get good weather. There is like a hurricane storm system moving through the Gulf side of Florida. So still far away, but that just means like the residual weather might be a little unpredictable. So there's no sense in even checking the weather. Like, what are we going to do? Like, I bought it through Allegiant Airlines and I booked the hotel on the cheapest third-party possible site. So there is no getting our money back. Like, we're going.
Yeah.
And I've already kind of prepped the boys like, hey, the weather might not be totally what we had in mind, but we're going to make the best of it. And they don't care. They're just like so excited to have that time and for us to hopefully have some good beach time. There's an amusement park right across from where we're staying. So we're just really excited and looking forward to it.
Fun.
I know.
You should think of some games or activities in advance in case you get stuck inside.
yes, I already have suggested like bringing some card decks, maybe like a smaller board game that could fit in one of our suitcases. And thankfully, the hotel is very family friendly. There's like a little arcade room for the kids, and there's an aquarium there and like a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. So there are indoor things, but we booked a beach vacation. So
Yeah,
we're really
totally.
hoping that we can have a beach vacation. So everyone pray that this storm system kind of blows over quickly and we can at least have some days with sun. The hard thing about like the weather app is it might have like the rain icon and it has like, 45% precipitation, and then it could just be cloudy all day.
Yeah.
Especially on the ocean side, like you just have no idea what you're going to get. So I'm just excited to unplug and have that core memory with them, because this will be my first trip with them where we've flown and it's just the three of us, because I usually have used my vacation time to come visit you guys in Austin. So they'll come with me for that trip. Or even our last trip, we did a combined trip with the kids. So I haven't really done anything with just me and them. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, fingers crossed for good weather.
Yes, for sure. And you too.
Fair.
Well, we are so excited for today's episode because we are welcoming a lot of new followers recently. So thank you so much for joining us. And this felt like a really good opportunity to tell you who we are and how we guide our friendships to make sure that they are going to flourish until we are old and gray. So today we are going to be going over our classy commandments. These are the unofficial rules that we live by as friends, specifically in our Classy Ladies of Classiness, but we felt like these commandments were really relatable to anybody that has any of the friendship qualities that we do. So we're going to be going through our 10 classy commandments today.
That's right. And we're going to start from the top and work our way down to the number 1, the golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Should we just dive right in?
Yeah, I think so. Number 10, always dream of the compound, even if it never happens. Okay? You keep the conversation going because dream big, baby. Got to keep plotting for the porch swings, the hot tub, the communal space, the family meals. If you have nothing to talk about, you talk about the compound.
Yeah, and just to zoom out a little bit, again, if you are a new listener, you need to know that one of our favorite activities to do is imagine a world where all of our friends and maybe even our kids live, work, play together in Dream Compound. In fact, if you guys want to check out our 2-part episode about our Dream Compound, you can listen to episodes, I believe it's 9 and 10.
Yes.
It's a Cult, Not a Compound is the name of the episode. And we will give you the framework you need to maybe make blueprints for your own compound one day.
Gosh, those were early days.
Early days.
Feels like so long ago.
I know, but it is a great lesson. And I got to tell you, I recently went to a fantastic meetup group that I'm so excited to continue to go to. It's called Leading While Mothering. And it is single mothers that are all in like entrepreneurial roles or executive positions. And we just had our first meeting on Sunday. And oh my gosh, it was such an awesome experience of just sharing the trials and tribulations of our experiences and how we are not meant to be single moms. And we're also not really meant to just parent with a partner. Like we were supposed to have a village. You're supposed to do this with a community.
Yeah.
And someone was like, I just want to build my own compound. And I'm like, you got to listen to our podcast episode because we talk about how important it is to be surrounded by a village, to have that community, whether it is just your friends when you're older and you're retired, or whether you want to go in with a bunch of other single moms and raise your kids together. The whole point is that friendship thrives on community and community feeds every aspect of your life. So if you are having the larger vision of one day we are all going to be raising our kids or nurturing each other on a friendship compound, you're going to make sure that you make decisions now that are going to honor that vision later on in your life.
Yeah. So good. And you know what? Our friend Ashley is probably the closest to this kind of compound living than any of us because recently her parents moved into a house down the street, and she just told us recently that her brother and sister-in-law got a house next door.
I know.
So they're going to live on the same street together, raising their kids. Like,
that's so great. And
it's so great.
Ashley owns land in the middle of Texas.
She does.
She is our key to that compound.
Oh my gosh. Melissa owns land in Texas too.
I love this. It's going to be a franchise, a compound franchise.
Oh my God. We're closer than we thought.
We really are. So yes, always dream of the compound. That is a great commandment and hopefully one that you can live by as well. All right, let's go to number 9, commandment number 9. Speak fluent voice memo. Long, rambling, whispered from the bathroom, or even yelled over traffic. Voice memos are a great way to say, this was too important for my thumbs. I love a voice memo so much. It's that perfect in-between of, I don't want to type this anymore, and I also don't want to talk to text it out because I don't want to leave a rambler, so I'm just going to hit record, and you can hear my thoughts. But I also don't want to call you, and I don't want you to call me back. That's what a voice memo is saying as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's the perfect in-between, and it's more intimate than texting.
Mm-hmm.
I think hearing that person's voice, like, you can really understand what mindset they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether they're coming at you with a joke or something serious or they've had a bad day, like, you could hear it all in their voice. And that doesn't always come across in text. And some of us we have emotional blinders when it comes to reading text.
Yeah.
You just never know how it's meant to come across from the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And you can skip that when you're doing the voice memos. Also, like, we all live all over the U.S., and it's just nice to hear a friendly voice.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly enough, our group is relatively new to utilizing the voice memo. I've been doing voice memos since like 2018 with the people who get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been great. And Melissa has recently, one of our good friends, Melissa, has one-upped this by having us record videos and send videos of ourselves telling stories. That has kind of made its own dynamic into the group.
It has. And that's even more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a different kind of pressure when I'm pointing the camera at myself because I'm just not used to doing that in general.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely a huge step out of my comfort zone. It's definitely a step beyond the voice memo.
Yeah.
But they can be fun.
They can be fun. And it is good sometimes to just see other people's faces, because especially if you have long distance friends, right? If you're lucky enough, all your friends live in the same place, then you don't have to
right.
record the video. But if you have a long distance friend and you want to give them a birthday message or a how you doing or hey, I just wanted to catch up, and you can't quite get them on FaceTime, beyond the voicemail, record a little video of yourself. And that way they can watch it back, whenever they miss you.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we're old, but I kind of like that we call it our own personal social media channel.
Yes. Yeah. We're creating our own social media with our group chat. I love it.
Because I don't need anyone else to see those videos.
No. Send that voice memo. Give your thumbs a break and send the voice memo.
I also like that you can save the voice memos
Mm-hmm.
and then you just have those little clips.
Yeah.
Not to get morbid, but
we're all going to die one day.
Yeah. Having those voice memos and videos, it means a lot to me. So,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, number 8, never call each other cringe. We get enough hate from the rest of the world for just existing and being who we are. Don't put that on your friends, too. This is a safe place, okay? If you want to wear matching shirts, go for it.
Yeah, 100%. Your friends should be the place where you can be your 100% authentic self, right? It should be where you can talk for 30 minutes about that one thing that you're really passionate about without someone being like, whoa, you know a lot about this subject, and kind of make you feel stupid for being excited about something. Like Taylor Swift has the best quote about this, and I'm totally going to butcher. But she's like, the worst kind of person is the person that makes you feel dumb or bad about you loving something so profoundly. Like when someone's passionate about something and someone's like, oh my God, you're like obsessed. You're like, yeah, you know what? I am obsessed. You should try it. You should try to allow yourself to feel feelings and be obsessed with something.
I had a 14-year-old say something to me like, oh, you like Taylor Swift? And I was like, yeah, I do. And she said, I'm sorry. And I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, you know what? I actually pity you, 14-year-old, because you don't understand the heartbreak that I've had to endure to relate to these songs. But you know what, bitch? One day you will.
Seriously. And I remember being that way when I was a teenager too. Like, cringe is part of the teenage language.
Right.
What's cool, what's not cool. And that's one of the gifts of aging.
Mm-hmm.
The older you get, the less you care. And you can hate on Taylor Swift all you want. It's not going to change my opinion of her. I've done my own research.
No, it sure isn't. You should be able to be a geek and a nerd around your closest friends. That is the space for you to totally nerd out, And perfect example is our annual summit that we had, this past one being in Michigan. We had a PowerPoint presentation party. And you could talk about anything that you wanted to talk about, whether it was a subject you were passionate about whether it was a funny story. For us, it was announcing that we were doing this podcast. And if you're going to be around people who are like, that's so dumb, then I don't know, maybe you're not really aligned to someone who's going to accept you for your most authentic self. So it's kind of a nice little litmus test. Like, how deep does this friendship go? Are they going to make me feel dumb for liking something or wanting to put ourselves out there, whether it's like, let's make this fun TikTok vacation transition video, right? Like, come on, let's do it. It'll be fun and cute to have in the future. If you're going to be with friends that are like, that's so dumb. When someone like tries to take your spark of joy away, it's just like, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, and I just wonder, like, what are your priorities?
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned about like what society thinks of you?
Right. Who cares? Hate to tell you, sweetheart, society's not thinking of you. There's too many people.
Yeah, and societal opinions are usually really dumb. And, I'm going to add on to this. I know some people are they have an aversion to being in photos, but it is really important to capture those moments. And I know some people, even in our group, they cringe at group photos. They also suck it up to take at least one. And I'm so appreciative of that. Like, just because you're not chronically online doesn't mean you can't capture these memories.
Yeah, absolutely. You will never appreciate having taken the photo more than when you have to put a photo collage together for someone else's memorial. And you are always going to regret the pictures that you didn't take. So, like you said, suck it up for the group photo because you'll never know when you'll want to look back and reminisce on that time. Okay, commandment number 7. Judge not thy parenting.
This is a good one.
So whether you are a parent or whether you are child-free, you don't judge the way your friends parent their kids or, you know what, even their animals. Let's put in animals in there because some people, I'm a very different dog owner, pet owner than Robin even, right? Like mostly I don't have the tools, the skills, or the patience the way that you and Seth have. So our dogs are wildly different from each other, but we are not going to judge one another. You know what I mean? Like, I know that you and Seth would never roll your eyes at the fact that, like, sometimes Chaco sleeps in my bed. I know Penny doesn't do that with you guys, and I would never be like, oh, you don't love your animal enough? You know what I mean?
I've definitely had people say that to me.
Really?
Yeah.
My goodness. We don't do that. We don't judge parenting styles for your fur babies or your human babies, okay? Because we are all just trying to keep them alive. And when you find that great group of friends, even in areas that you clash or maybe are not on the same page or just have completely different philosophies around, you should know your friend enough to think, well, that works for you, and that's what's keeping everyone safe and happy and healthy in your home. And so that is cool with me. Like, that should just be the framework that you stick to.
Yeah. And, even if it's different, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And you should always stay curious because you might actually learn something.
Oh, yeah.
And as a non-parent who has been around friends who have kids for the last decade and more, I've seen all the different variations between you guys of like, no two kids are the same. No two families are the same. And there's all these different variables and like people who are passing judgment from the outside who don't actually know everything going on behind closed doors. Like, I think it's obtuse.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on your own life. Like, if you have that much time to be judging how someone else is doing something, you're not thinking about how you're doing things enough.
Yeah. And just because someone is complaining doesn't mean they're asking for advice.
So true.
Right. They might not be ready to hear that advice either. So if you have a mom whose kid is going through a sleep regression and they just can't get it right, that's not the time to say you should do X, Y, Z. Figuring out that balance of like, are they wanting to vent or do they want advice is also an important part of that equation too.
I started following this woman on TikTok. Her name's Sam Dahl, and she had a baby about 10 weeks ago. And aside from hearing your birth story, Deborah, this is the most graphic birth story I had ever heard. And she tells it in a way that, like, I think a lot of women experience things like this.
Yeah.
And just talking about her journey as a mom so far and all the feelings that she's experiencing, like she's touching on all the taboo stuff. And I love it because it's giving me so much more insight to like what I can expect if Seth and I decide to have a kid together. Because it's not all fucking hearts and rainbows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of shit and throw up to get through before you can see the hearts and rainbows, unfortunately. And you are right that, it's sort of this gray matter area that you don't really understand until you're in it. So when you have somebody like that creator that's so vulnerable and truly like does not hold back any of the details about what it is like in early childhood rearing, it's so valuable.
Yes. And she doesn't care. And I live for that. I love it. She's an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Should be an inspiration for us all. Parenting is no joke.
Mm-mm.
And none of us know what the fuck we're doing. Okay? This is all our first time here on this planet. So.
Yep, exactly. We're all just babies trying to figure it out. So make sure that you're being compassionate and accepting of each other, and then you can create the village that you need in order to get through this time.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Commandment number 6. Worship thy night in. And we talk the most about this than anything.
We really do. We love a good girls' night in.
Yes. There's no shame in ditching the plans for a night out in exchange for sweatpants, takeout, and snuggles on the couch. Like, that is a luxury. I know we consider that to be a luxury. Like, I wear hoodies in almost every episode we record.
I know.
Because that's my comfort zone. Like, can I wear a hoodie is always my question to any event.
Mm-hmm.
The focus is on nurturing relationships. It's not on where you're nurturing those relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the environment should be a side character because your friends are the main event. And maybe it's just the fact that we're getting older, but to us, like, there is no better evening than one spent sitting on the floor with sweatpants or comfy clothes, however you define that, and just noshing over a random array of snacks from the kitchen. Maybe it's takeout, maybe it's leftover Korean barbecue, maybe it's just a board of cheese. It doesn't matter. If you form like a coven around a nice, tasty table of treats and you're in comfy clothes, like, what more do you need, in my opinion?
That is my church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Praise be.
Praise be thy classy ladies.
And if you're listening to this and you're young and you're like, what are you talking about? I want to go out. I want to hit the clubs. I want to go to bar crawls. I get it. We were there too. Just know that these nights in are waiting for you with open arms. Okay. And it's going to be calling your name. And so you're going to learn to love it and it's going to be the thing that you look forward to the most.
Truly. Like, no judgment on people that like to get dressed up, put on some makeup, hit the town. No judgment.
Mm-hmm.
That's just never been me. I struggled through that.
Yeah.
All the way up until I met Seth. And being on the other side, like, it really is a dream come true.
Yeah.
Staying in just hits different. And I'm here for it.
I am too. And that's a nice segue to commandment number 5, because there's going out, there's staying in with your girls, and then there's canceling plans. Commandment number 5, cancel without guilt. Sometimes you just got to bail. We're all busy, older, working, a million responsibilities, so much stress. And there are times where the idea of going out is just nicer than actually leaving the house. So you know what good friends don't do is make your friend feel bad if they just cannot get themselves out the door.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm secretly cheering when someone else cancels first.
Yes, 100%. We've all been there.
Yeah, that's a real one. That's a real friend. When someone cancels and you're just like, okay, cool, no problem. I hope I get to see you soon, though, because I miss you. I love you. And if you need anything, I'm here.
Right, exactly.
Like, sometimes people do cancel because they're just in a bad mental headspace. And then it's like, well, do you still need a friend, though? Because we can do the whole PJ thing. I can come sit on your couch.
Right, exactly. It doesn't always have to be leaving the house. And you don't always have to suffer through a hard time alone, which is why it's so great to have the kind of relationship with your girlfriends where you can cancel without guilt, right?
When we were in Austin, a friend was going to have some people over for a grilling night. And day of, she sent me a text, like, she sent me this laundry list of stuff she has going on. She's like, I just don't think we can do it. And I was like, that's fine, but is there something I can do? And she couldn't even answer that. And so I called her. I was like, how about I just come over? Because she was talking about like needing to get out and go for a walk. And I was like, let's do that. I'm on my way. We'll go for a walk. We went for like a 5-mile walk. And like the further into the walk we got, the more I could tell she was just feeling better, just like getting things off her chest, getting her body moving, because I get it. Sometimes you get to a certain point where you feel paralyzed.
Right.
Like, you know the things that you should do to help yourself, but you can't do them. And that's when the friend steps in. So,
right.
You know, she felt so guilty for canceling the barbecue, but I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
I care about your mental well-being.
100%. And if she didn't cancel, and had she just powered through and had you guys over, she probably would have not been present. She probably would have felt more overwhelmed. She probably would have stressed herself out with like trying to clean, maybe even refused help from others who helped her try to clean. And she's just doing it to please other people. But with your realist friends, you can be your most authentic self. And being able to cancel will open the door for people to help you peel back the layers of the onion to figure out what's really at the heart of all this stress. And maybe they can come out of it the other side.
Exactly.
Great. So cancel those plans.
Commandment number 4. Take friendship seriously, never ourselves. Hold space for the heavy stuff, but also know when to laugh at yourself, because life's a fucking joke. And being silly can actually make bonds deeper.
Yeah, 100%. Prioritizing your friendship should be something that you do take seriously, right? So making sure that you're taking time for each other, answering the phone if they call, showing up in general. But within that friendship, you should be allowed to be your silliest, dumbest, clumsiest, drunkest, brokest, saddest self.
Yes. That sounds like a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, if only. If only. Yeah. And if you haven't checked out our most recent episode, Robin and I go down memory lane and we share some of our most embarrassing stories, but we also were able to share anonymously some embarrassing stories of our closest friends as well. So this just goes to show, like, that's the space that you should be able to not only have those embarrassing moments, but you can laugh in a fun way with each other in order to get through it.
Yeah. I mean, laughter is medicine. especially the kind that makes your side hurt.
Yes.
And it's rare that I experience that kind of laughing outside of like our group of friends or like me and Seth. It's really special. It's really freaking special. And to get to that point, you can't take yourself seriously.
Yeah. If you are feeling like you're in a group of friends where you're worried about saying something stupid, then you might not be with your true group of friends. Okay, number 3, hype thy friends in person and in the group chat. Okay, your friends need to be like your first level hype men or women, whether it is you want to debut a new outfit that you had in the group chat, or maybe something as small as like, well, I guess not small in today's world, but like getting a new job, or maybe even accomplishing, a triathlon or a half marathon. Like we've done class acts of the week before where their friends showed up for them during these small to large moments in their lives. And those are the people that you want. It's the non-jealous, always loving, always supportive friends that are just going to make you feel like you are such a big deal.
If your first thought when you have great news to share is, I'm scared to tell so-and-so, or I'm scared to tell the group because of how they might react, that's a red flag. Like, you should be the most excited to share that news with your friends. And they should hopefully be just as excited to hear it.
Yeah, you should leave those interactions feeling better about yourself and not worse, right?
Yeah.
So and that means getting a reaction. Nothing is worse than like you sharing good news and it's just crickets in the group chat.
Oh my God.
Or
yeah.
we've even seen this play out on reality TV with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where Taylor Frankie Paul posted that she was presenting at the CMA Awards and nobody liked or commented on her Instagram about that. And so she lashed out and it became the biggest problem in the mom talk group.
Jeez, that's the least of their problems.
It's truly the least of their problems. But
talk about a toxic group of friends.
Toxic group of friends. But yeah, I got to say, I understood the hurt that she felt, though.
Yeah.
Like if I had posted in the group chat that like we won these awards last week that we did at PopCon for Best Comedy Podcast and Best Intro, and no one said anything, or if we just got even worse, just a thumbs up response, that's it. You're I'm leaving the group chat.
Yeah.
But thankfully that wasn't the case. Our friends are the ones that spilled the news in the group chat that we won, and everyone was so excited for us and just gave us so much support. And that's exactly what you want in your closest friends.
It felt so good. And I'm going to reference one of our favorite shows, Parks and Rec, where Anne finds out she's pregnant and it's time for them to start telling people. And like no one is as excited as they were expecting. And then they were like, they needed to find Leslie. And she hit that peak excitement that they were looking for. And you just see how happy they are. They're like, yay! Like, I want that every single time.
In The Office, Pam Beesly goes to art school and she has their probably spring art show. And she invites everyone in the office. She puts up flyers. And the only people that show up are Oscar and his partner, who don't even interact with Pam. She overhears them talking shit about her artwork. And she's getting ready to pack it up and go home because nobody showed up. And who's there? Michael Scott.
Aww.
Michael Scott comes through, tells her it's great, offers to buy it, right? It's a beautiful friendship moment between the two of them because she really thought the people that she worked with were her friends.
Yeah.
And in that moment, she realized that they were not her friends. So unfortunately, it's a hard way to figure out who's going to be there for you and who's not. But that's why you got to keep the people who do show up for you so close, and you got to give it right back to them.
Yes. Yes. You should always aim to be elite level hype man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
And just go into it like a UFC fight,
Yeah.
Everyone's like, the crowd is hyping up the fighters, getting ready to go in. Like, do that every single day for your friends.
Yeah.
And receive that.
No, that is a great point. You have to be willing to receive the niceties that your friends give you because you're teaching them not to hype you up. If you're like, no, it's not that big of a deal. Oh my God, don't say anything. No, it was stupid. It was a small thing. You're teaching them that you don't want to receive that. And maybe you don't, but let people love you.
Yes.
Let people love you.
Okay, we're down to our final two. Commandment number 2, guard each other's tender spots. And what that means is be sensitive to the things that you know they're sensitive about. Like what is off limits to make jokes about. Speaking gently about their exes or changes in their body or their personal choices. Like we've said this before in this episode, like the world is harsh enough. Friends protect soft spots.
Absolutely. And there are some friends that their dynamic is a lot of, for lack of a better term, ball busting, you know?
Yeah.
And, if you're comfortable in that kind of dynamic and you can take it just as well as you punch it out, then if that works for you, then that's great. Personally, I don't do well in those types of dynamics because I am always worried that what they're saying is just a joke is really just a differently packaged version of what they already feel about me, right?
Yeah.
So making maybe jokes about, which none of these things I'm going to give examples for have ever actually happened to me. But if I was in a group of friends that made fun of like my weight or my lack of fashion sense, or maybe even the fact that like I got laid off, like if those things were fodder for someone's jokes, like I would not be able to function very well in that kind of dynamic.
Well, it's like, it's a low blow. It's such a low blow. Like to know someone's pain points, that is a gift.
Right.
And someone that trusts you with that level of vulnerability and to have you like throw it back in their face, like what a betrayal that would be.
Right. Taylor Swift in her song Happiness has a line where she said, "When did all our lessons start to look like weapons pointed at my deepest hurt?"
Ooh.
And it's like when someone knows you so well that they do know those pain points and they choose to weaponize them against you. That's really hard to recover from.
Truly. And a lot of times that's the person's own insecurities. It's like, I need everyone to look away from me. Look at this person. Look at how stupid they are because I feel stupid. And sounds like you need to do some growth exercises, honey, because it's not how you keep friends around.
Yeah. And I think there's no better example of women doing this than on any episode of Real Housewives. Choose any franchise, right? The minute someone is trying to catch too much heat on themselves, they try to find a way to redirect negative attention to someone else by bringing up, their husband leaving them or them having financial problems or maybe them losing their home. Like they go there in such a gross way. It's just so vile. And it doesn't have to even be that extreme. But if you find yourself being guarded around your friends because you're worried that they are going to make you feel bad about something you already feel shame around, then those are not your people.
And it's just like the idea of that makes me so sad because that's isolating and it's a really lonely place if you don't have a friend that you can depend on like this.
It is. And I've gotten to the point where I don't even like really forming connections or friendships with people who I hear talk crazy shit about people in their lives. And you're like, damn, that's like your friend that you're talking about? Like, you shouldn't maybe be telling me about your best friend's affair. You know what I mean? Like, that feels like something that you should be keeping between you and your friend who trusted you with that information. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you can sense that people have those tendencies before you're like in the friend group. And, when you're young, you just want connection. When you're young, you just want good times and laugh and to be included and to be invited. So a lot of times you end up in dynamics that are kind of toxic and you don't know how to step away from because the alternative is being alone. So we've all had friends by circumstance before. And maybe those are the ones that do not guard your soft spots. But to put a positive spin on it, the friends that are going to be on the compound are going to guard those things about you. They're going to be sensitive to those things. They're going to understand maybe the anniversaries or the holidays that you're going to be sad around. And they're going to make sure to give you an extra call or to just let you know that you're being thought of and that you're loved. They're going to know like, nope, we're not listening to that album. Don't turn it on because you're going through a breakup and it's going to be too hard to listen to. Or maybe a bar that you're just not going to go to anymore. Or for me, even like having quit drinking, I felt so loved and accepted when I came back. And every place I went to, whether it was just for a visit or because I was staying there, and I got bubble water and I got some non-alcoholic beer, like doing those things that are going to protect me and make me feel included is just such a great example of friendship.
Yeah. Aww.
Are we ready for the number 1 commandment? I mean, really, quite frankly, these are all number 1.
Yes.
It's hard to put them in ranking order.
It's true.
But ultimately, the true test of a friend through commandment number 1 is be the soft place to land. Whether you've had bad days, whether you have an ugly cry, whether you are spiraling, whether you just made the worst decision you have ever made, the biggest mistake you've ever made, you should be able to still feel love and acceptance with your closest friends.
Yeah, this commandment, I think, embodies all 10 commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Any of these things, like you want to be the soft place to land.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing someone's tender spots, hyping someone up.
Yeah.
Like someone's going through a hard time, they have to cancel plans, you like being that soft place to land is so important in friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's hardness in the real world, there is grit. And that is why we, as the classy ladies, take our friendship so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And consider it one of the most important things in our lives, is because where else are you going to go when you're having the worst day of your life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it might not be to every single friend, right? You might not be able to share the same level of vulnerabilities with everybody, but there should be one person that when you are at the edge of a ledge, you can pick up the phone and call and know that there's not going to be any judgment, even if all they can do is sit next to you on that ledge.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Mm-hmm. Actually, for many times, that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah. Friends don't always come to you because they need a solution. They just need to not feel so alone in whatever tragedy they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just having someone sitting next to you on that ledge, like, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
This sucks. We're not always able to provide solutions, but what matters is that you show up without judgment and with presence.
So those are our classy commandments, the rules that we live by, the framework that we try to keep, so we can make sure that these friendships take us all the way to our compound at the end of our lives. But what did we miss? Do you have any unspoken rules in your group of friends, or just a list of do's and don'ts that you make sure to do when you're hanging around with your friends? Let us know. Email us at artofclassiness@gmail.com, and maybe we'll read it on the air. Okay, let's move on to our next segment, our class act of the week. This is where we highlight a person, a group, or even a parasocial relationship that we feel shows class and grace and embodies all the things of our 10 classy commandments. So, Robin, what is your class act of the week?
My class act of the week is parasocial.
Love it.
And this one, honestly, just melts my little heart. I want to give a huge shout out to Isabel Klee on TikTok. If you don't follow her, you absolutely should. She has been fostering dogs who are like truly in desperate need, the kind of cases that most people wouldn't even know where to begin. She takes these on. You might have seen her recently go viral with a sweet puppy named Tiki, who came to her like pretty rough shape. Deborah's reacting because she's been watching this too.
Mm-hmm.
And she nursed him back to health. She taught him how to feel safe and ended up finding the perfect forever home for him. And now she's fostering another dog named Cheesecake. And this poor baby was found tied to a fence, completely emaciated. And Isabel is pouring so much love and care into nursing him back to health. Like, she's so confused as to why he is so loving.
Yeah.
Because, like, what he's been through. It's just baffling. And it's honestly incredible to watch how patient, gentle, and dedicated she is with these animals who deserve every bit of unconditional love. So, Isabella, if by some miracle you hear this, we see you, along with 800,000 followers that you have.
Mm-hmm.
You are the definition of a class act, and thank you for reminding us all of how huge small acts and compassion can be.
I mean, I'm getting choked up over here because Tiki literally stole my heart. He was this adorable, I don't even know what kind of mixed breed he was, but he was like long like a wiener dog, but had hair like a fox and was shaved around the eyes, I think, from an infection. So it almost looked like he had a little mask on when she first got him. And he was a very reluctant, scared dog. And it took a lot of time for him to even just like come out of his crate or even allow people to pet him. And he just thrived under her care and became such a functional dog. Still obviously he's always going to be a skittish dog, you know?
Yeah.
But so sweet. And when she posted the video that they had found parents for Tiki, I literally cried. It's like the only crying TikTok I've ever made because I couldn't get over just how happy he looked in the car as he like drove away. Like you just knew he was going to be okay. And it was so I don't know how she does it in terms of getting so connected to these animals and can pay it forward and to give up these animals that she has fostered and given so much of her time and attention to. But it's truly such an act of love.
Yes. So admirable.
Mm-hmm. Great class act of the week. Definitely give Isabel Klee a follow on TikTok, probably Instagram too. All right, let's land this plane with our favorite segment, our class or crass scenario. This is when we give a scenario and we ask the age-old question, is it classy or is it crass? Are you ready for this week's?
Let's go.
Okay, turning a friend's hard moment into a group chat joke. Is it classy to keep things light and diffuse tension with humor, or kind of crass to turn someone's vulnerability into entertainment, even if you're doing it with love?
Well, I've been on both sides of this. Sometimes you think it's a time to be funny and you quickly realize, wrong crowd.
Wrong crowd. Wrong crowd. Or you just pushed it too soon or in front of too many people.
Yeah. Have we ever done this to each other? I'm sure we have.
I am sure we have. And I also struggle to think of like a specific example, but I do know the feeling of being the one who took a joke a little bit too far and realizing that you hurt somebody's feelings. Like that is the worst feeling in the world. And I have done this many times, unfortunately. And I blame just the fact that I have a razor sharp wit sometimes. And I would say like 10% of the time it just cuts. And I really, really don't mean to. So I know that it's not classy to always like take something and go for the joke, even if it's like a really funny joke.
Maybe read the room.
Mm-hmm.
Read the room a little bit. Test the waters.
Yeah.
Maybe before you've got this joke or something funny to say, preemptively send something else first, just to get a feel for the mood, the vibe.
Yeah.
See if that person is going to be picking up what you're putting down. And if they're not, just save it for later. Like, okay, now's not the time. Because there will come a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just maybe this person is too emotionally raw in this moment to appreciate your joke.
Yeah, 100%. And this is like not exactly the same example, but it's just funny because I have like video evidence of this. But I used to work in an office building. Obviously, there's a parking garage. And there was one morning where I was getting out of my car and I realized one of my coworkers that I'm good friends with, she was walking and she didn't realize that I was in the parking lot. And so I pulled my phone up and I had Snapchat ready to go. And I ran up behind her to scare her. And I was like, ah. And she turned around and she legitimately looks terrified, but she was having a terrible morning and she busted out crying so quickly.
Oh, whoopsie.
It was just like the wrong time to do it, I mean, obviously I had no idea. I'm walking up behind her. It's not like I could see that she was like in a bad mood or even knew that anything was going on. But it was like, I was just trying to be funny. I'm so sorry. And I was like, I won't post Snap. I won't post it. But
That's so kind of you.
I saved it so I could send it to her later when she was like not in the mental place where she was.
Right.
But yeah, so sometimes like, you might not know what you don't know, right? So you might think that it's something lighthearted in nature without realizing how deeply it could be impacting that person. So in those instances, sometimes you just say something stupid. The best thing to do is just like apologize, reel it in, change the subject,
Yep. What do you need?
What do you need? I'm so sorry. But other times, if you know it's a sore subject, if you know that they get upset and the reason you want to bring it up is because you know that they are going to react, then that is crass.
Absolutely. Not cool, man.
Not cool.
Not cool. So there you have it. It is classy to diffuse tension with humor when you know it's safe space to do so.
Mm-hmm.
It is crass to turn someone's vulnerability into entertainment when you know they are in a bad headspace and they are not going to receive that well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you still send something with that knowledge, so crass. So crass.
Right.
And it goes against our 10 commandments.
It sure does. At least 2 of them.
Yeah. Be a soft place to land.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't be those spikes in the ground where someone's like, fuck, I came here to feel better, not worse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that'll do it. If nothing else, we hope today's episode gave you a little permission to celebrate your friendships exactly as they are. Messy, hilarious, a little pajama heavy, and absolutely irreplaceable.
Because really, it's not about following rules. It's about finding your people, showing up however you are, and laughing your way through all the weird chapters of life together.
We'd love to hear your own classy commandments or that unspoken friendship rule that's carried you through. And if you have a class act of the week, someone who's shown up for you in a big or small way, share it with us at artofclassiness@gmail.com. We might feature it on the show.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Art of Classiness. And if this episode made you smile, nod along, or text your best friend to plan a lazy night in, leave us a review. It truly means the world to us.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, classy is a state of mind.
So mind your classiness. Bye.